Thanks for joining us tonight. It's 11 o'clock. I'm Jenny Runovich in tonight for Scott. And we begin this evening with a data center delay. A project proposed in Henry County now shelved. This is a debate playing out a lot right now across our state. And tonight, our Alex Almanza was at a planning commission meeting as residents and county leaders tangled over tech.
Surge Development LLC, they're the developer behind the now withdrawn data center project in Hancock County, but now they're eyeing a separate project here in Henry County with what they call a community-led approach. But now that proposal has been tabled.
It's the topic that's dividing neighbors from rural to urban America. In Knightstown, a proposed 585-acre data center project is doing just that. Surge Development, along with GM Development, are eyeing land near the intersection of State Road 109 and I-70. At Thursday's public hearing, opposition.
Many longtime Knightstown families who have built this community for generations, are already talking about moving away if it happens. That should tell us something.
And support for the tech project.
Our county has two choices. Stay with the limited, no-growth opportunities that this beautiful antique Snoopy phone represents. No growth opportunities with this technology. Or we can compete in the modern digital age.
But ultimately, commissioners tabled the item to get more time to do studies and reviews.
We were actually hoping for a vote down, no vote, but I am glad that they're going to take some time to actually look into this because it's a huge issue for us.
A project was once poised for Hancock County, but the developer withdrew the proposal back in May. Now they set their sights here. Developers say they haven't talked to any tech companies in order to ensure zoning is strict. They claim it allows the community to have a say in the commitments without influence from a big company.
That's why we're bringing our own power. We've been focused on locating next to a natural gas pipeline where we have the ability to do generation on site.
Developer Chris King adds the facility's excess power may even contribute to the power grid at no cost to ratepayers.
So what's next is that this proposal now has been tabled for 30 days, which means that commissioners are going to revisit it on November 20th at their regularly scheduled meeting. In Henry County, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
Alice, thanks. We've seen data center showdowns all across the state, including twice in Indianapolis. Just this week, protesters gathered in the Martindale-Brightwood neighborhood to speak out against a project there. Metroblocks wants to build on a dozen acres of land that used to be the Sherman Drive-In near 25th and Sherman. And then earlier this year, Google pulled plans to build a massive data center in Franklin Township. Neighbors there signed petitions and rallied during council meetings before the company eventually dropped the development. There's a project in development in Morgan County as well. And again, this is just some of what's happening all across Indiana. You can see our extensive coverage on the data center trend right now at WTHR.com. Tonight, we're getting some new clarity on the deal between DPW and AES and what it means for customers in your power bill.
This agreement that the utility and others have filed yesterday shows that their initial request was incredibly inflated.
The settlement means AES is cutting its request to raise rates in half. We first brought you this last night as breaking news. AES filed for a rate hike back in June, but that move faced opposition from customers and state leaders. The Indiana Office of the Utility Consumer Counselor represents customers in rate increase reviews. They say they got nearly 7,000 comments opposing the increase. Now, according to AES Indiana, under this new agreement, the average residential customer would see bills go up by about $10 a month. Some advocates say that's still too much.
Residential customers would see a nearly 7% rate increase, whereas the very large industrial and commercial customers would only see a rate increase in a 3 to 4% range. So there's a concern about the equity of who's paying for this rate increase. And right now, the settlement agreement is putting the burden on households here in Indianapolis rather than wealthy businesses that are doing fine economically.
AES says the increase is due to the rising cost of business. The Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission does have to sign off on any rate increase. Their decision is expected late next spring.
New drought monitor out today, and dry conditions continue across central Indiana. We continue to see the moderate drought expand. Extreme drought near Kokomo and north, and then up toward the Fort Wayne area. We've only had 0.15 of an inch of rain officially in Indianapolis so far this month, about 1.5 inches below average, and we're now 6 inches below average for the year so far. Skies are clear right now. Temperatures on the cool side, 58 degrees in Terre Haute, 53 Bloomington, 58 Indianapolis, but we're already down to 45 degrees in Muncie. Grab the sweatshirt or the jacket early tomorrow morning. Roads will be dry for that Friday morning rush. Temperatures upper 40s and low 50s. Highs tomorrow afternoon in the low 70s.
All right, Angela, thanks. Tonight, a tiny home community is sparking some backlash on the west side of Indianapolis. So right now, leaders at Lyndhurst Baptist Church are building 6 houses for people experiencing homelessness in our city. The plans also call for duplexes and a community center. It's on land the church already owns, but some neighbors have mixed feelings about the development.
We're trying to revive it, and this is, I think, only going to make it decline. And it's going to take the property value down of people that live around here.
I think it is a great idea. I think what the church is doing for the community is awesome. There is a lot of good people out here that need some help, you know, in different ways. Couldn't ask for a better place or a better community to do something like that in.
Church leaders tell us they've been planning this for years, and they've been careful to consider safety and keeping the community at the center of the project. They plan to have these tiny homes finished by winter, the duplexes and the community center expected in 2027. Third-ranked IU football takes the field in Bloomington on Saturday. And, you know, it's an extra special game because it's homecoming, and that means a party. But when students, specifically those underage, celebrate too much, IU police hope they know they can call for help. Governor Mike Braun signed Indiana's updated Lifeline law earlier this year. It now protects underage students from arrest when they need help because of alcohol-related emergencies. The previous version protected only those calling 911 for help, not the person who drank too much.
We want to make sure that they're responding and they're not holding themselves back because of fear of prosecution.
The law makes it clear those getting help in an emergency won't face arrest or prosecution. But students do have to stay on scene, provide their name, and cooperate with police. Well, did you hear about this? A big deal before homecoming. Hoosiers fans can now rest easy knowing head coach Kirk Cignetti will be around for a while. The university just gave him a new 8-year deal. It's worth nearly $93 million, and it keeps Cignetti in Bloomington through 2033. His team, of course, is undefeated this year. They'll take on the Michigan State Spartans on Saturday at 3:30. Here's a quick look at other stories making headlines right now. The man accused of shooting 2 CVS employees just made his first court appearance. The judge put a no-contact order in place for Terry Rowe Jr. and an order keeping him from CVS. Police say Rowe started harassing the employees after getting angry about a prescription. They say he fired shots outside, hitting the 2 women. His trial set for December. 2 people are now charged, accused of setting a Crawfordsville church on fire. This happened last December at One Way Pentecostal Church, destroying the building. Tanner Northcutt and Daley Pender are facing counts of arson and false informing. Police say they searched their phones and social media for evidence over the last 9 months. They made the arrests this week. A paper posted in protest. Tonight, student leaders of the Indiana Daily Student at IU Bloomington are pushing back against what they are calling censorship by the university. The media school ordered the paper to stop printing physical editions. So the students posted the paper you weren't supposed to see with a digital version of the homecoming edition. University leaders tell 13 News they cut print editions to focus on digital news. Midwest Food Bank Indiana just announced plans to build a new facility on the southwest side of Indianapolis. The group estimates 1 million Hoosiers don't have regular access to nutritious food. They help provide meals to people and organizations all across our state. This new site is planned near Belmont Avenue and Banta Road. Remember, you can always find the latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app.